bootcamp. I'm sure like maybe you're loving this bootcamp, or in somehow way, like even if it's small percentage, like 5% even, it's helping you out, right? So that's basically the idea behind the bootcamp. So in today's section, I am able to see like most students who have not joined yesterday's class but today class they are joining. So guys, today we are going to learn about Bootstrap kind of advanced, but don't worry who have not joined yesterday, because I'm gonna run a quick what do we say, quick revision about what we did in Bootstrap 1. And for sure you have to see for more, like the first, that is the yesterday's bootcamp recording, to understand more about it. But yeah, for sure I will not consider like like that. I will just teach from the scratch. So it's kind of advanced Bootstrap we are learning today, but it's nothing advanced really, because I'm going to share you some of the tips and tricks that you can just really use in the way to learn about that, right? As I shared in HTML, or as I shared in CSS. So it's gonna work like that. So thanks guys for joining, and just I'm presenting now. Okay. Okay. Um, let's go to PPT. Okay, I hope so. My PPT is visible now. Let's start it. So this is beta in the highest level. This is an image that I've shown you earlier. So this you can consider this you can consider as a front end. So this is basically front end. Okay. What I am showing here. And this is basically a backend part. So now maybe you're confused what basically the Bootstrap is. Okay, if you have attended day you know what it is. So let me repeat about what is basically a bootstrap. Bootstrap basically belongs to the front end, and it is as a front end framework. Okay, it is as a front end. So I just wrote it as a framework. Okay, why not a language? Because it's basically built on top of CSS and JS. So it's not particularly its own language. It is built on something that is CSS and JavaScript. Okay, so because of that, it's called as a framework. So, like a front-end framework, there are called as back-end framework, like Node, which is being run on a top of JS. There is something called as Next.js, like a React.js, called as TypeScript. Kind of many things are there which is built on one of the program, right? It's nothing a special program, it's built on something, right? So whenever it's built on something, then we call it as CSS frameworks. Okay, so this is the way basically the things works in Bootstrap. So because of that, um, it's because of that Bootstrap is characterized as a front-end framework. So yeah, now the definition of Bootstrap is a free and open source CSS framework directed at responsive mobile-side front-end web development, and contains CSS and optionally JavaScript based on design template. So whenever you're using Bootstrap, mind it, you are gonna use CSS and some extra functionality. If you see something, then it is because of JavaScript. So, but I have not taught you what you JavaScript, right? So don't worry about that, because the extra functionality is inbuilt. It's similarly as you have used CSS, right? It's gonna be that similar. Just you need to take care of the one thing that I will use a lot today, or in the Bootstrap everyone use. It's just called as Bootstrap class. Why I'm saying you need to be take care about this Bootstrap class, because Bootstrap class are kind of big, and you should know what's the meaning of particularly a Bootstrap class that I have wrote. Let's say if you have to add a button, then you have to use a Bootstrap class as BTN. Okay, whenever if you don't use button, then it will be by default, as I have shown you in day 2 when we are learning advanced HTML. But if you have to style it, then you have to first of all add this btn, then you should add the btn again, then next the color. For every color now, as I have showed told you yesterday, there is a basically a name. Let's say if you want a green color, then there is a name called as success. Let's say if you want to build if you want a button of red color, then there is a name called as btn danger. Now the button is defined, now the color is defined, now they define the size. If you want the normal sizes, don't specify anything. If you want the button to be large, then specify btn large, it is btn lg. If you want the button to be small, then specify btn sm. So this is the way basically it works. So what basically I have writing here, it is basically called as bootstrap class. That's the basically people actually fear of, because they're gonna write a lot classes. That's why it's always preferred. That's what I'm saying in css. Even like, guys, know css very well, so that it will help you while learning this bootstrap. So bootstrap is used to make the website responsive. So if anyone if anyone asks you why you are using bootstrap, so your answer should be, first and foremost answer, like, you want to make your website responsive. Now, what does the responsive means to you? It doesn't mean the responsibility that you have right now, what the time commitment or whatever it is. No, it's not that. In web development, the responsive means something else. Okay, what basically responsive means? If you are having a website and you are opening that website in laptop, so probably, or not probably, but like 100% sure it is, like, you're gonna build your website in laptop only, like, because you have to write a lot of code. So you will use laptop only to writing the code. So whatever the website you have built, it will look in a laptop place, right? But whenever you try to see that website in a mobile, so how you see? For website there will be there will be a link, right? For each website there will be a link. Just you have to type that link in your browser and it will render you in a mobile. But mind it, I have not taught about you this links yet. I will taught that in day 7, and that is basically a kind of suspense to you, like how we can do. So in day 7, that is the tomorrow session, I will tell you how you can do like that also. So you can just do it's very easy, but it's really good even. Okay, fine. So let's say you are rendering that website in a mobile. So how the contents will look now? It's gonna look like too much ugly. Why? Because everything I have made as a big screen, but now you are loading in a small screen. You will just feel like it's, let's say you have a big container and you have filled this 1 liter with water, but you're now trying to move that water into this container. So what will happen, right? Till then it will fill, after that it will spill off, right? So whenever if it wants to spill off, it will just squeeze to each other. It will just, you cannot see what is going to happen. So that basically happens is basically in bootstrap. That I have given you an example yesterday of, like, I just write in a Google, like, hotels near Pali kind of something. um when you write something like that, now there is a first website come from Agonda, I guess, something like that. Just try to view that website in your mobile. It will just look kind of squeezy. Like, you can't just, it, how to say, like, it just feels like you're not comfortable, like, kind of like that. You will not just feel comfortable after seeing that website. So that's basically because it's not built in top of bootstrap. But now we don't want to do like that, because as of now we have to focus on the user's perspective also. Till now we are just focusing on our perspective, like how basically we're gonna do like stuff like that. But as of now we have to focus on a user's perspective only. So for that you should learn the bootstrap. Okay, so see how much you are going to get responsibility now, right? So that's basically is the benefit of learning this kinds of stuffs, which helps you be as responsive as you can be in a day-to-day life. So that's what is basically people used to say, to build a responsive website, bootstrap is used. Bootstrap always used in combination with css and javascript. That's basically you should know. And to enable the bootstrap you should know the bootstrap classes that I will teach you today. As such, the primary factor is whether the developers in charge that find the choices to their linking. So for linking, there's many choices. So let's say if you wanna do like how basically, sorry, not like that, but let's say if you want to know how the Bootstrap is used, first for write a command in your browser with H1. After linking your Bootstrap to your code, then write again H1. You will see a strict difference between H1 and what H1 rendered here without Bootstrap and what H1 rendered here with the help of Bootstrap. So that's what basically the comes under linking. Okay, so it's a basic style definition of HTML. The result is uniform appearance for rows, tables, and form elements across a web browser. In addition, developers can take advantage of CSS classes defined by Bootstrap to further customize to the appearance to their content. That basically I'm talking about here. Next, in the second, that is, I say it always, like, it's always used in combination, that is Bootstrap with CSS plus JavaScript. So jQuery, don't confuse it JavaScript only. People used to say jQuery, just they have to change something like replacing the commands with dollar. They used to replace the commands with dollar and becomes Java. It becomes jQuery kind of, but it's gonna similar like work like a JavaScript only. So that's what you should know. Like Bootstrap is nothing something. It's just a combination of CSS and JavaScript. That's it. Now, let me show you how you can link Bootstrap in your website, right? So let me do two things. First of all, create one file, index.html. Just a minute. Okay. First of all, we have created a file called index.html. Now, first of all, just write an HTML structure. So just I will write here uh, plain HTML. Just wanna show you what the difference basically you will see whenever you have included something. Let's say I wrote Aditya is no not Aditya first today. It's happy right. So guys, happy new year to you all and your family too. Okay, now let me render in a web browser. Let me open with a live server. See, this is basically the H1 looks okay without Bootstrap. Now let me tell you how you can use a Bootstrap to make it beautiful more. So first of all, go to the documentation that I have shared you the link in our notes hashtag issues. Okay, here just click on get started. See, here's a quick starter. You have to add a CSS code and you have to add a JS code, but you don't need to know what basically does it means. Just do whatever I'm saying. So for that, first of all, add this Bootstrap CSS, whatever it's written here inside your head. Okay, I have not taught this yesterday. I just used CodePref yesterday because I was planned to do that only. So let me create another file so that you can see the distinction, right? Bootstrap.html. Let me delete this HTML5. Sorry. Mhm. Great. Now here, just add that code. What I asked you to copy from Bootstrap. It's basically the code that needs to be done to install the Bootstrap in a system. Now add this another code which is in the last part of the body. Just go there and just add this code in your body. Okay. Now you have installed the Bootstrap in a browser. You have to do always whenever you want to use a Bootstrap. Now write H1. Okay. Now write same thing. Happy new year. Okay, now let's see this how it looks in web browser. See the difference between see. You can see this looking kind of old, this looking kind of new. See, okay, now get it right. What's the difference basically between comes whenever you have installed the Bootstrap in a browser or whether you have not installed the Bootstrap in a browser? So that's basically the difference, right? So that's why the people want to use Bootstrap because just with the help of small things, just you have not added anything here, just you have wrote H1, but it's styling in a different way, right? So that basically happens with the Bootstrap. Let me rename this first of all so that I can tell you about the some things. Okay, I will do it. I will do it. Here I will delete this. Okay. Yeah. See. Okay. I told you how to integrate Bootstrap in a website. Now, let's see more about the Bootstrap that I am expected to uh, teach you today. Let's go to the PPT. Yesterday, I taught you about. Yesterday, I taught you about buttons, navbar, grid layout, casual, and what else I have taught you? Okay, containers. Yeah. Yesterday, what I taught basically this comes under components of Bootstrap. Okay, so these are basically the 5 components that I taught you yesterday, but no issue, just either recording you will get it, and even I will use buttons today, even so you will get it and somehow great layout. Okay, I will tell you what. Today, what we're gonna see is Bootstrap, that is the cards, and we're gonna see about forms, how it works. Okay, so cards are like a business card that you maybe have seen earlier. So you have seen like some of the business cards, right? So what basically or how it basically looks in a business card, you get an, let's say, a image of you, then something about you, and something here kind of buttons. Let's say if it's a website business card, right? In a website I have hosted this business card, or you have seen some small business cards with you when you visit someone, like it has their name and some kind of address, stuff like that. So you can build that readily with the help of Bootstrap, just by adding some lines of code. And I told you about forms also in advanced HTML, but not much, because I know, because I want to teach you in that in Bootstrap. So I just left for that. So today we'll look more good forms that we can do, that looks more good as compared to what we made in day two. And I'm sure what all the one who have joined today have been joined day two except one or two. Else more everyone joined today also. So fine. Let's see about cards. Cards have three components. First is the card body, for sure, in which the whole thing is basically the body only. Let's say, let me draw basically a structure that in which I can tell you. So let's say this is a box, this is a rectangle or a square, in which there is an image of you. Okay. Then there is something about your designation. Let's say, and there is something called as button. Okay. So what this rectangle is basically the card body. Okay. Now, what basically the card title? This is a title. What basically not a title, but let's say you have a name here. Okay, you have two more things. Let's say this is a name. So name is basically characterized in a title which you need to be in a bold, and something designation will be in a card title. And this is the simple bootstrap button. Okay, I will tell you how you can integrate even that also. So this is basically the layout of a card. Okay, I will tell you just in few my 5 minutes. You will gonna make your business card. Okay, so be ready. Okay, it's interesting, right? Yeah. Okay, so card has three components. Just know, like, the card body, the one which is enclosing it, card title, which is the name, let's say, and card text, which is your designation. And there's a button, that's a bootstrap button, that I will text you now. Let just see how it works. For that, what I want you is, first of all, rename this so that we know what, make the name specific, right? So that we won't get confused later. Okay, make it card.html, and I have included my name here also. Okay, so that I can use it in my code. Okay, first of all, to make a card, first of all, what you have to do is change your title to my card. Now, create a div here, right here, create a div, create a class, and make the class as basically the card. Okay. Now, create another div inside it, and give a class of card body. But if you remember, I have not included my image in card body, right? When I was teaching, I was saying in the card body, it should have my name and title and then button. Okay. I have not included the image in a card body. If you want to include an image, then you should do it after, like this, before card body. For the images, right in the source, that is mypic.jpg. Okay, in the all, just write something that if it will be not rendered, the user will know what gonna be it be. Okay, in that write my profile pic. Okay, now let me style this basically. I've taught you like three ways how you can style this. Here, I don't want. I am feeling lazy to create another CSS file. Just I'm doing because of that. Else you can talk that also and just make it. As I have said you, okay, create a separate file and link it in a CSS, like in this inside the head. What I'm using is the style CSS inside the element, but that is efficient way. Okay, just I have to show you how the card works. Just because of that, I'm doing like that. Okay, then inside the image, what you have to do is basically give a border radius, and the border radius will make it how much you want to make it circular. Like, let's say if you want a fine edge at the edges, if you want to make it circular, make it 50%. If you want a fine edge around the borders, just give something like 10%. Okay, 50% is basically circular. If you go more about that, then it will become more circular. And if you are less than 50%, that is 0 to 50%, then it will become rounded edges. So that's basically how your mypic works. Then after that, inside the card body, inside the card body, what you have to do is to now include your name, right? That was basically the card title. So first of all, if to include a name, let's me create a h5 and make it card title. My name is Aditya Kumar Gupta. Okay. Now, card title is done. Now, card text. So, let me create a para tag for that, and let me include card text here. And it's like beta MLSA. Okay. Now let's create a button. If you want to create a button, what first of all you have to do is first of all write a, click enter. In the HF, it's a link. So let me just have a something nothing that is hash. Now to include a button, you have to create a class called class. Whatever the class I'm including here, basically call as Bootstrap class. Okay, just remember that names. For if you want my suggestions in Bootstrap, so I will say like remember the things that is class as much you can, and try to get the meaning of that word that I have written here, like card title. So what does it mean? There's a card and there's going to be a title. So card text, they're going to be a card, and inside they will be going to a text. Now whatever class I'm saying, BTN stands for button. Now BTN, I want it a blue color, so let's say BTN success, and I want it to make it last. So BTN last, that I'm teaching you about that. Okay. Now, if you want to see how it looks, let me open with live server. See, it's looking something very weird, right? Because it's getting whole space. So if you want to how to say, if you want to avoid that stuffs and all, what you have to do is to specify the width in your card. So what you can do is just go into the styles and just set the width to, let's say, some REMs. 18 REM, I have taught you the conversion, right? So one REM is 16 pixels, so just multiply that. So just look in small. I just want to do like that. So let's see. Yeah, it's getting small now. Now this is the yellow button, sorry, green button appearing here, but no text is appearing inside. So let me include something here. uh, Click here. And okay, see what I did. First of all, I created a button using a class called BTN, BTN success, BTN last. Click here, and I have added something called as text center to make it centered, right? It's not looking centered if I show you here. See, its button is going at the end. This is also going at the end. So just to avoid that, what you can do is add another. Okay, I have added something else. No issues. Okay, card here inside that just write text and then just select the text center. See, now it's looking center, right? It's looking good, right? So yeah, wow, you have created your first ever business card with the help of Bootstrap. Guys, it's amazing, right? Okay, now see, this is basically. Let me take the snip so that I will tell you what basically each means. Okay, let me do one more thing. Then you will clearly see. Okay, inside that, go here and just add a border also, so that you can clearly see. Border 1 pixel and make it solid, so it will be black. Okay. See, it's getting black, right? Now you can see more clearly. Um, okay. The black border, what you are seeing here, is basically you can consider that as card. The black border is basically called as card, and the things mentioned here is basically the card body. The image is showed is basically the image, and the black one is basically border, right? Now the my name is basically the card title. Now beta emulator that I've wrote is basically the card text, and this is basically my button. Okay guys, I have just shown you that anatomy. The one in the black box is basically the card. The my name, my designation, my button is basically the card body, and the image I have shown here is basically the part of image only. Okay, so this is basically the anatomy of the card. So see how much logical it is, guys. Just try to understand the meaning behind the words. Once you get it, you will get it the whole meaning of it, right? Because it's nothing much. It's nothing, right? Nothing is new here. Just you have add the card body, you have the card. That's it. So that's basically the fun behind teaching the bootstrap. If you try, so what my given like what yours giveaway should be like that, or take from this events like that. Just take what I am saying is, just if I'm saying even like just try to remember the names. Try to remember the names, but not like by heart. Try to remember the names by the finding out the meaning of each word. That's I'm saying card body. So see, it's logical, right? They're going to be a card and they're going to be a body. In the body, I'm specifically mentioning like they're going to be a card title and card text. So title, of course, it shouldn't be in bold, right? So it's going to be my name, of course. Then card text, it's going to be somewhat small. So that's going to be my, let's say, my designation. And there's a button. So that's what's pretty much fine, right? So guys, so see, that's much good is basically about that. So try to get the meanings out of the word. Okay, what I am mentioning here. Okay, now let's go to the second part of it. That is forms. Okay, I've shown you the demo. For the forms, there are the two things, as I've mentioned: form label and form input. Okay, what is basically a form label and form input? Let's just imagine now the registration form you have filled in whatever the scenarios, maybe. Okay, so just think of a registration form. Let's say you have a name here written. Now there will be a box, or now let's say there's a password written, and there will be a box, and there will be a button here, right? So that can be done with the help of Bootstrap. Why only with Bootstrap? I'm saying do like that because if you do with the Bootstrap, then you will achieve the responsiveness. I will show you why I'm saying mean by responsiveness by shrinking the size of the window even. So what basically going to have, you have a name on the top, name here basically not on the top. So basically this is in the Bootstrap call as label. Whatever the box you have shown here is basically called as input. Again this is a label, again this is an input, again this is a button. Now you know how to create a button, right? Now we'll create this with a danger. Okay, that is red in color. Fine. One trick, or I should say, whenever I'm saying create a label, so its class always be form label. One more trick, whenever saying they will be an input, so it's always class B form control. In either, in whatever the case you are writing, in whatever the case you are forming forms with the help of a bootstrap, you should just know about these two things. That is, what is a label, what is an input. Whenever there is a label, just use a form label. Okay, don't matter what others are using, just use this, it will always work, I know. And whenever you're taking with the help of a text field, or yeah, even if you're taking a text with the help of checkbox, whether you're a male or female kind of. So let's say there's a gender label here and you want to take with whether it's a male or whether it's a female. So people will just fill that either this or either this, right? So for that, even you're gonna take the input. So for that also, label will be form label, but for the input, just only form checkbox, it will be written. Okay, I will show you how, what basically I means by that checkbox and all. Just as of now, just know forms has two things: form labels and form inputs, mostly in a standard cases. Now let me show you the demo regarding that, how it's work. So first of all, your thing is to make a file from HTML. Just write HTML5 uh, my forms. Now let me start the form. So let's just write form. Just for the action, just leave it, and no need to do something like that. Just write a form. After that, you need to create a S3, right? Maybe a heading. So let me create a S3. For that, I'm saying enter details to login. Let's say enter details. There is a command also, details. Okay. No issue. I don't want to use that. Enter details to login. And one more thing you have to do, don't forget that, is you have to include these classes, right? Because you have to install in your website. Always you have to do like that. That's need to keep in mind. So that's nothing, right? Just copying you have to do. That's it. And just go here and just copy this also. How here, see, either you can use this option, that is Bootstrap bundle with Popper, or either you can use the separate proper in Bootstrap JS. So either you can use just one link or two links. It's up to you. So just in the comment, let it be like that. Just use whatever you want. The result will be the same. Okay. Okay. Done. I've installed my Bootstrap in the in my website. Now let create our things. So first of all, let's create a label. So creating a label, just write label. Inside the label for just try to give a name for this label. Okay, let me give this label as form. I'm entering the email. Okay, so I'm writing email. Now after that, give it a class that I have shared you. Whenever they is a label, just write a form label. Don't think anything else. If maybe other people are using something, don't know. Just is this only, because it will work always. In every worst case, it will work like form label only. Okay, just keep in mind my first trick. The next trick is basically for the input. Just write the input. Type is going to be of the email. So why I'm writing email here, just so that people, if something try to enter their name, it will just give you an error, like it's not a proper email type. After that, inside the label, so inside the input, once we have mentioned the type, just mention the class. So it's going to be form, as I mentioned you, control. For the input, always it's going to be form control, and give it a ID also. And what basically ID, whatever for you have used, just mention that same ID. Okay, and one more thing you have to do is to enclose this basically in a div. Why div? Because to make it containers of different types. And in the div, it is now confusing maybe, or why it is we are using this basically MB. We'll always use MB, and it's going to be 3. I will tell you how why it is 3. Just let when I share the output now, then I will tell you why it is 3. Okay, just be with me for a few more minutes. Okay, we are done this. Now just create another div showing this only. Div, uh, give it a class of mb3 again. Fine. Now just a minute, let me include this after. Okay, you have to include this one, not h3. Okay, fine. mb. Now create another called another label, in which let's say you are trying to get the password. Okay, so label for form password, and give it a class. Again, it's a label. So what I mentioned you the trick, just mention it as form label. Enter password. Now create another input, because you have to take the input type. Now you mention the type as password. Why I'm mentioning this as password, so that it will appear as dots whenever you enter the password. Right? You have seen sometimes it's cross, sometimes it's dot, 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 so that other people can't see it. Because of that, we are just mentioning the type of password. You can mention that text, but the people can see that whatever you are entering in the password. Again, give it a class. It's a input, so it's going to be a form control. Just know that. In the ID, just mention whatever you have written here. Now you have to create a. Now let me just show you how it works. Then I will create that further things. Open with live server. See, this is looking like this. We're gonna transform this much. Just bear with me for a few more. Okay. Now let me go. See, there's a enter email ID you are getting. You're getting a box to write something. You are getting a in password here label. Now you are getting something. Sorry, I'm writing something else. See, when I'm writing something, it's just giving me a dot, not the text that I'm trying to get it. Okay, so that's basically the thing. It works. Now we'll go transform this. Okay, just wait for a few more. Now we have to create a checkbox. To create a checkbox, just create a div. Again, class mb, then 3. And you have to add one more class to it, that is form check. Just you have to do additional some things like this as a to get a checkbox over it. Just create a form check, then give it an input. First one, it goes input in always this. So inside the inputs, it should have checkbox. Guys, be careful right here. It's kind of changed for change form checkbox. Then you're gonna have an class. The class name should be um, form check input. Okay. Form check input, because you're gonna take a checkbox and you have to take the input from it. So it's basically different. That's what I'm saying. For checkbox only you will get difference as no. Now give it an ID first of all. For input there will be ID always. So let's say form. Uh, let's me give it like that. Now take the label just to show what basically is what. For ID, what I have mentioned here, just have to mention for same that for that. And the class again, form label that I've showed you already. Label and write something except terms and conditions. Okay, now go after the div. Now create a button. So let me give something like h something. Give it a class of btn. Give it a class of btn. Uh, let's say danger, because I have said I have showed you danger, and then create a btn that I want it to be small this time. Btn. We have create btn small. SM for large it's LG. Okay, now like create login. Okay, let me see how it works now. Okay, you're getting it. See, you're getting a checkbox to click over here. That is accept terms and conditions. That's why I said like first of all enter have a input, then a label, so that you will get a checkbox first. Then the things that you have to mention. They just accept terms and conditions. I get a button called as login, and see it's of red color. And I have mentioned this as small. Okay. Now let me do some modifications here. So it's actually squeezing to the corners, right? If you want to prevent its corner stuffs, for that you have to go inside the form, just style it with a let's say width. First of all, let me set the form width to be 800 pixels. You can convert this into rem also, whatever its equivalent will be. Create a margin and set the margin to be 20 pixels. What basically the margin is basically the spacing to the ends from all sides. So let me save this, see how it works. See, we have changed, right? Now it's looking more cute and clean, right? Now let me change this color actually, because Ranger's look is looking danger even. Let me set it something else. So it is primary. Now what primary is blue in color. If you want to set the blue, then you have to enter primary. If you want to mention something black, then I feel there's a black. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it's off. It's not back. Okay, there is something different word for that. If you want something secondary, yeah, it's dark. I remember. See, it's that, and if there's one more, dark. Yeah, I feel it's dark only. Yeah, see, there is a black dark. Okay, so see, there's many different colors. You have to just look into it. I will say now only where you can look it. Let me set first of all as primary, and let me save it as large. Okay, now it's looking good, right? If you want to know what's basically the types of the colors, just go to here Bootstrap docs that I've shared you already. Here just write buttons. Okay, go here. See, these are the basically color available: primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light, and dark. And there's another link. So this is normal link. There's nothing much, right? Okay. From here, you will get the form. So see how much good is basically looking. See, this is a business card we have made, and this is a form we have made. See how much neat and clean it's looking, right? It's whenever I'm pressing, it's giving a that extra shadow. When I'm pressing this shadow, extra shadow, spacings, cleanliness, how clean it is. So that's what the basically use of Bootstrap. See how clean it is looking. Even you can make it small as much you want, kind of. So these are the basically stuffs related to the Bootstrap. That is basically advanced. Guys, literally say me like, is it advanced? People used to say it's advanced. Um, any voices for that? Is it difficult to understand somewhat?
Not really.
Yeah, good, Pratish. Good. I'm expecting this. So that's what that basically depends on how you're gonna learn it actually, right? So just what maybe you are tensed off is basically the classes. So if I say truth, about the classes what I am being using it. Even I too don't remember. I just forget sometimes. I just remember because I did practice before. Let's say the event, or let's say whenever I want to use, I just use something because of this. So whenever it works like so, what I mean to say is, if you are learning with a Bootstrap, try to remember as much class you can. Remember means not memorizing. Just know like, okay, there's something called card. Okay, there's something called form label. But yeah, do remember that the trick that I've shared you. Whenever you want to create a label, just set a form label. Whenever you want to take an input, just create a form control. But whenever you want to take an input from the checkbox, in that only case, you have to write a form check input. Else no change. Else no change everywhere. Everywhere just use the same. Even I'm going to make something more. That is now I'm coming with a task. Yay! Because in the previous session, I have not included any scenarios, right? I have not included any scenarios in the previous section. Now this section is, I feel you are now be prepared to handle the scenarios to solve this with the help of a bootstrap, right? So guys, start it. Okay, let's start it. How about that? So go, let's go. Okay, scenario, just brief about what's basically the thing is you have to know about this. There is a person named as Kittu, and he wants to become a very good coder, or like he wants to become a good software engineer, I can say, not a coder, but he wants to become a very good software engineer. But for that, he don't know about anything coding because he's totally new to it. His friend something said like you need DSA and you need some development skills. So he's not worrying much about DSA. He's worrying about the development skills. He can learn something about development because DSA is taught in his college, let's say, but development skills no. So in development skills there is two development skills: the app development and app development. Guys, my next boot camp is also coming in few months, maybe. Like I'm just planning for the app development. Okay, so as you have created websites from the scratch, you're gonna create apps from the scratch also. So that's gonna, I am expecting to come. Let's see when it comes, but yeah, I will launch that bootcamp also on app development, and one more bootcamp on backend, because this bootcamp is basically focused on front end, right? So I'm gonna have one more bootcamp. Let's see when, but it's soon actually, not much, even like a 1 year, but yeah, it's soon. On backend. So do follow me and do tuned about that events and all. Fine. Now it's your opportunity to make it to learn about web development. Okay. What the title of that scenario is? My forms. As I said, like in day 3 or day 4, you have created something on timetable, right? In day 4, yeah. In day 4, you remember, you have created a timetable for a kid 2 for his class. So read out it. Kid 2 has made that website showing the timetable of his class and made it available on online so that every student can make use of it. As I mentioned, like every student, they have to waste the paper. They just painting out the timetables in a paper, and the people used to forget it by keeping it here and there, and this end up in forgetting things, and it end up is also wasting the lot of kind of papers also, right? So what basically Kittu's class teacher did is, Kittu's class teacher, like he is good in studies kind of, and he's interested in he sorry, and he's also interested in kind of codings, because because at that time he knows about the HTML, as if you remember, and CSS somewhat also. So his class teacher asked him to make a timetable and host it somewhere, and hosting I will do, okay, tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, he has to host it somewhere and make it available to all the students, so that the user can, if any students want to see in the home, just they can load that website and just see the timetable. It just prevent the wastage of paper, or it just increases usability kind of, right? They can just view it whenever they want. Okay. By this work, Kittu's school principal get impressed and rewarded him. Okay. Then his principal asked Kittu to make a website to register students online. Now, what they are trying to do is, first of all, they have created a website called, which is having their timetable, that is TT. Now they want to create a website in which they want, they also have the something called as registered. That is kind of registration. Okay. They want to create something called as registration. there is they want the students to register online so that the students can register and see their timetable to prevent the unauthorized access of the timetables. So because of some issues like unauthorized registration, they are going to have the timetable. But maybe you are thinking why only timetable, because they have something more important stuffs about the schools along with the timetable. So as they're going to add some more features to the timetable website, so finally to prevent the unauthorized access, Kit2 is asked to make a cute good looking website through which the students can register online. So only the registered students can view their timetable. Okay, so maybe you got it the scenario. So how you can see is like if you are in VIT, mostly maybe here. So you have a website called as VTop, right? To log into the VTop, you have to enter your registration number and the password and then captcha and then button, right? Once you click on over it, you get a bunch of buttons to do. Maybe like timetable, maybe like class attendance. So it's you can consider that survey. Like there's a website. There's they're gonna add more features to the timetable website so that it looks like like they can see the attendance kind of. So just it's really not good, right? If someone is out of VIT, that is who is not a VITN, is trying to assess your timetable or is trying to see your basically attendance or is trying to see your marks, whatever, right? To prevent that of authorization, we have created a registration form, right? So because of that, the principal is worried and wants the kid to make another website which is showing the registration form, okay, which has the following specification: a name, a email, and the password and confirm password so that they can set up, and there will be a button also to register over it. Fine. So this is the form. Now I am not mentioning the tasks for you. Why not tasks for you? Now I want you to see how to clone a website and get make of it. Because if I mention the tasks as of now, then it kind of becomes a spoon feeding, right? Just to prevent that, I am going to tell you how to clone a website if we have seen something. So let me show you the final output. So it's also a practice for us. Ta-da! So you're gonna make this website. Okay, I know maybe it's looking good, I guess. But how to make this, right? You're gonna just do in next 30 minutes, as I feel. Okay, let me take the snap for it so that I can tell you how to do that. First of all, whenever you have to make the website, so first of all, try to take out this screenshot and try to do pens and paper over it, or try to take a kind of photocopy of it for a better view. Nothing much. Okay. Uh, Let me switch to something that's visible. Brown, I guess. It's visible. Fine. No, it's not actually that much also. Purple. Okay, purple is fine. Purple is fine. Okay, see. This is a website you have. In the background, start with the background. You're gonna see some image, right? So it means you're gonna have to add a background image. Okay, you have added a background image. Okay, I will tell you where is the link. No issues. Now come at the middle part. In the middle, you have to see you are seeing a what is this? A rectangle. Okay, okay, a rectangle you're able to see. Basically, what is this? This is a card that I have shared you now, right? How to do like that, I will tell you. Don't worry for that. That too, it is in center. See, this is in center, okay? Okay, that's done. So you have to make a card. Inside the card, you're gonna have let's say card title. Inside the card body, okay? I have made some animations to the text. It's looking kind of zombie, I guess, because like kind of feel of zombie, like ghost used to like in that way, right? So just to create a scene like that, just have to do like that, and I will tell you how you can do, because today you're gonna learn something really new. Okay, so you will like it. Next, I have no labels because I have mentioned a placeholders. I have mentioned this inside the label even. So this is basically called as placeholder. I will tell you how. So you're gonna have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, MB3 I have mentioned, right? I forget to tell there. Okay, I have mentioned MB3 why here there. I have mentioned MB3 there because in that we have three sections. One, that is enter email ID. Second section, enter password, and third section is basically the accept terms and conditions. So you have three conditions. So you or three sections. So you have mentioned there MB three. Here you're gonna mention something else. Let's see what you will mention. Actually, you will get it when you will code it. Actually, though. So let me see what you can mention here is basically, let us count it. Where is the snap? So it's going to be 1, enter your name, 2, 3, 4, and this agree in terms and conditions. So you have 5 sections here. So just mention MB5 instead of MB3. Enter your name, enter your password, and there's one more text to enter your secret password. Let's say there's confirm secret password. Then there will be a checkbox that I have made. There will be a label here. It you have used label here, and there will be a register button here. But what's basically you are mentioned focusing here is because it's looking in different text, right? You see enter your top password, and even if you try to write some password now, like name, let's say name, because password it's become blank, right? Let me try something password, say name, see how it looks. Let's me try it like at there. It's not mentioning normally, right? But let me mention Aditya here, uh inside it. See, it's normal Aditya, like with a different text. Here Aditya say it's with a different text. How to do that I will tell you. It's really good, right? Okay. Nice, I will tell you that. So I think as of now, what you should focus on this. First of all, you have to add a background color. You have to add a box in the middle, which is considered to be as a card. Inside that you box, you're gonna have these three things. Create an account. Let's say card title. Then 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this checkbox one. So for because of that, you're gonna have an MB5 and a button at the end. That too on the middle. Okay, for to being a middle, I told you right. Card center, so text center. Yeah, text center. I'll tell you that also. Okay, and one more thing I will tell you about in changing the font style. So changing the font style is basically you can do with the three things. You can do with change. You can change the font in HTML with three things. What are they? And with the help of what? First of all, you have to use a Google fonts. Okay. To use the Google font and to change the fonts, you have three ways. First is basically through APIs, application program interface, through the links, and through import. With APIs, I will not teach. Okay, it's in backend part. With links and import, I will teach how you can change that font. First of all, let's code it. Then I will tell you how to integrate Google Fonts and why it's needed even. Okay. So I think you are pretty much clear about it. So let me just do that. And here I have that copy the text, sorry, link for the background image. That this is background black one. Let me close this. Let me go here. Yeah, see, this is a background image. It's a place. It's looking like this. I just found somewhere in the online. So you just mention this link, and you will know how to get this background image also. Okay, fine. Let me close this. Go to here. Go to here. Create a file called as index.html. Now create another CSS because I'm gonna mention it differently. So style.css. Now in index.css, let me change it. Yeah, HTML. This registration form. Okay, now let me include the CS Bootstrap for the things. Form, right? We can get it from here. Bootstrap CSS. Um, okay, and I will mention here the CSS for linking also, like styles.css. So CSS link. So how to mention that? Just write a link and just select CSS here, and it should be styles.css. I have mentioned styles, right? Just mention at the s that styles. Okay. Just now add that JS links that you don't need to understand. Okay, just copy it. That's it. Nothing much. Got it. Sorry. No. Just close this comment and it's done. Let me see whether my site is needed or not. So it's better way. If you check this, your file is basically integrated with HTML. Not just mention something background color to very awkward. Okay, so that you will know like okay your form has your HTMLs are integrated successfully. it's not integrated successfully. It means it's not setting blue. Okay, let me see what's the issue. Styles dot css, it's fine. Body background color. Okay, we'll see. Okay, let's see about it. Uh-huh. Um, it happens sometimes if it's not integrated. Okay, no issues. Just clear it once and create another. Uh-huh. Create another style dot css. Now the same name. Okay. Inside index.html, just write a link. CSS style of CSS. Yeah, it's done. Now go to the body part. First of all, let me integrate or let me add this background image. Okay. So to add a background image, what you have to do is first of all create a section. What basically the section is? Section is basically a HTML HTML thing like a container work with a similar to a container, but what we say, it's basically used for the compiler. It has nothing special meaning like a div. Okay, it's just used by the compiler for their conveniability, that they can mention different section. As I've said, in a website, in a proper website, you're gonna have a navbar, and you're gonna have a header, then body, then footer. So you can mention it in a form of sections. You can mention it within a div. So it works alternatively. There's no special meaning behind that, right? So it's similar. You can use div or you can use section. No issues even. Okay, that's done. Let me have a section over here as of now, because I have taught you about divs very much. First of all, write vh 100, that's going to width and height to be 100. Now like bg image, that is background image, and just go to the style here only and write a background image. Now we are using a URL. Okay, I have a URL. How to add a URL? Just write URL. Just write one single quote, and add that link that I have copied here for you. I've added it. Now let me hit Control save. See, after in a live server, see, you can see the background image added, right? Now, now my first task is finished to add a background image. Now my second task is to create this box. Now it's gonna be like, how to say, if you can just know like how to do, that's enough, right? You just need to create a box. So there's a one way to create a box, and you can just try to find out the reason behind it, right? Just if you know, even like it's basically this command is just for creating a box, that's also fine. In Bootstrap, that's basically done for most of the things. Like, just know what's basically the thing to create a box, or what basically the thing to create or to add a button, or what's basically the thing to create a carousel or whatever. In the Bootstrap, you need to remember some of the classes. If I feel so, I feel so like that, because it's sometimes you may confuse, or it's sometimes you maybe feel awkward why it's not working, if it's your logic is right even, because CSS is made like that. Sorry, Bootstrap is made like that way only. To make it work, you need to remember some kinds of things. So as of now, if you have to create a box that is centered, you need to write the following codes. No need to change it. No need to find as much reason about it. I will tell you what basically it means also. But just in case, if you are like even not able to get it, just say, okay, it's all right. All is well. Okay. You have seen Three Idiots, right? All is well. So it works here. Fine. Let me write it, because you're going to write more codes now. So first of all, create a div and mention the class of marks. Then after the marks, just write bflex. Okay, to create that box. Now, after writing a dflex, make a line, because I said I have to align the items in first for it align, then item center. I want to make that. I have created a box as of now. I want to align into the center. That is because of that. It's align item center inside the box. I want to create that box of height 100, h100, and then I want a gradient. Gradient is just for like how do you say? It's just for the color of the box. Like just a difference of 3. You can think of like that. Get another day. This thing I have taught in yesterday's class, that is use of containers. So let me let you tell you about that again. If you want to use the container, there are two types of container in Bootstrap. First is the container by the name itself. There's another container known as container fluid. Now, which to use, right? Now it depends on your needs. First, we'll find out the business needs of your website. Whether you want to make the text, which is going to be responsive, and and it should change based upon the mode it's being rendered, whether it's in a mobile, whether it's in a tablet, or whether it's in a desktop. Then my suggestion goes like use container. But if you want something that will take full space of your screen, then my suggestion is to use a container fluid. But I don't want that. I want to make it responsive, right? So use a container here. After container, just write h100. So this container's height will be 100 even, and that box height is also 100 even. Inside that, create a div. Now basically this coming the grid layouts that I've mentioned again in the previous section. That's why I mentioned yesterday only, so that you can use here. No issues. If you miss, just see the recording. Okay. Deflex again. Deflex. Then write justify content center. Whatever the content, because you have made the box in the center, but inside the box you have to make that also in the center. So for that, just write justify content center to make the contents inside the center. And just for the extra security, you have to mention like align items also center. If something is not centered, just in case with justify content center, it will get centered to the align item center. So see, both are doing same. One is making the box in center, or one is making the contents inside the box is center. But you have to write that. See how much you're writing. That's why the students feel sometimes confused about it. But no need to feel. As I said, just take it. It's happening now. Okay, just take it. No need to find the reason behind it. Some things are there in Bootstrap like that. Okay, then only you can understand it. Now give it a height of 100 again. Okay, as I mentioned in all the stuffs. Okay, then inside that, uh, now use a grid layout. Why? Because why you are using a grid layout? So I have to see how it basically looks on different screens. I have mentioned this also in previous section. That is day 5. So in grid layout, what I want is I write in column. Well, even if you have missed some of the like previous event, don't worry. I will teach you what basically it means. Just bear with me for just me. Let me write the code. Then I will tell you. Column MD 9. That's for the mid. This is for the screens of tablet. I want it to be 9, and column large 7. Let's say, and I want to mention it like in a super big screens column that is Excel. You have seen like sizes in your courses, like Excel and also it's for a super large screen in computer science. So column large 6. Now you have to use the cards. I am assuming that box to be of the type called card. So I'm creating a card. Now I'm styling it because card needs to be styled as styled, right? So I'm saying border radius should be 15 pixels. So it's the kinds of rounded at the edges that my image is looking. See my image. Oh, I stopped that. Okay, let me show you again. Where's it card? Okay. See my on the edges, my image is sometimes rounded, right? So if you want to make your images rounded between the edges, like somewhat rounded, even in the form that we will create, it will be rounded. Okay, I will show you. No, these. Just to make it rounded, we are doing like that. That is border radius. Um, Border radius, I'm setting it to 15 pixels. Okay, so that it will be rounded around the edges only, not the whole screen. Now, as I've mentioned, there will be a card body also, right? As usual. There, I mentioned there, but no there. There. Class, card body. Okay, inside the card body, I'm writing P5. P5 is just written to show how many sections you have, as I've mentioned in MB5. As you have mentioned, going to mention MB5 in forms, it similarly goes with cards too. Sometimes you can write for cards. For cards, just write P5. For forms, write MB. Okay, remember that. Now create an h2. H2's class will be, um, let's say, H2's class will be text upper, text center, text. It's basically a CSS class again, uppercase. Okay, to make it capitals, right? To make it capitals, we are using text uppercase. It will make all your things in capital, and make it center, text center. Now make this as MB5, right? 5 sections I shown in the snip, right? This name, email, secret password, and then this checkbox stuff. So you have 5 sections of total. So you have to write MB5, and you wrote P5 here because you have 5 sections inside the card. So to mention the cards, you use P, and to mention your forms, you have to write MB. Okay, just write MB5. After that, write the text you want to display. Create account. Let's say create an account. Now, after an H2, let me start my form. Okay, I'm starting my form. Actions will be nothing because we're not saving in any backends as of now. So let's create a form, and inside the form, just create a div another, because you're gonna have many divs. Div class, it's gonna be form. Okay, and it's gonna be outline. Okay, what does it mean? Outline means it's gonna be having kind of space from the edges. To have some space from the edges of the border that is being here, you can use outline. Okay, this space, uh, this extra space, whatever you have now here, this extra space you have here, this extra space, for that we are gonna use outline. Okay, we are using form outline. Then write MB4. Okay, then after that, create an input of it, right? You have to create an input. You have to take the input because I'm not mentioning labels as of now. So input, let's say type will be text, because I have to write my name there. And for the input, you can write as class as form control, right? If you remember, I said form control to take a input from it. And after taking the form control, right? Form control large text to make the text feel large, like whatever large, right? It's big, right? You can just write the whole name here. So to make it that much big, you need to use large, as we are making LG for button. Form form control large again, but form control have to include always form control large. Then write a text field. Okay, then create a placeholder just to say what's basically written in gray, right? Here it's written in gray. Enter a name. So if you have to mention like that, just hit enter. Okay. I mentioned enter your name. Then you have to create one more thing in that, that is called as an ID. ID should be, let's say, it's a name, right? So write name. Okay. Let us see first of all how it looks. Then we proceed further. Yeah. See, it's looking like this. We're gonna change it. Don't worry, it will be changed. Okay, do that. What I'm saying now. After that, you have to write an email, right? So to include an email, first of all, close that div. It's done. Then div again. Inside the div, just write class form. Then form outline again. Then 4. Then inside that div, create an input of type email. Check whether it's email only. Then create a class form control. Then it's gonna be form control large again. Then it is having a text field also, as I've mentioned here. Okay. Then it's gonna have an ID. ID, let's say form email. Okay, it's working like that. Now create a div for password. Write a class. So having a password, so it's gonna have a form outline again. Be 4. You have an input of type password, right? We're gonna have password type. Class gonna be control form control large. Not text field. Then give it ID. Form pass 1. Okay. Then after that, create another div for confirm password. Okay. You can have form MP 4. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take an input. Type is going to be password same. One thing I've mentioned, forget to here write it, is placeholder. Okay. Placeholder just to see whether its input is for what, right? Enter email. Okay. Placeholder here is even enter top secret password. Okay. Password here again. Give it a class of form control. Control large. Again text field for making your text fields large. Okay. ID. ID. Basically, let's say form password 1 I've mentioned there, right? It's 1, so it's 2. And give it a placeholder. Let me use this only. Enter your top secret password again. Okay, that's done. And let's see what we can add more. After that, we have to create a checkbox, right? So for that, there will be a div. If you remember, a class have a form check. Okay, so just write form check. After that, write d flex. Then let justify contain center. Then write mb 5. After that, create an input. Then after I've created the input, then write a give a class checkbox. Right, it's gonna have a checkbox and give it value. value is something, right, or nothing. Like you can just leave it. No need to value it. Just write then ID from checkbox. After you have mentioned the ID, no need of placeholder here, right? Because you need to mention any placeholder, but you need to mention label just to know like whether it's for what. Checkbox. Okay, now after that, the checkbox in the label, you have to mention like for this it is what, like this is you are mentioning for what, right? So inside for that, what I'm doing is let me give it a class first of all. It's gonna be form form check label. Okay, and after form check label ID will be form check only. Inside the mention I will write agreed terms. Hmm. Agreed terms and conditions. Um, okay, you have agreed the terms and condition. After that, just close that label, and then okay, that label is closed. Then div is also closed. Then write another div for the button to make it centered, right? So write class deflex again. Then write justified contain center again. Okay. Then just write a button. Okay. Just write a class for this. And the class for this is basically a BTN. Then I want it to be green in color, BTN success. Then I want to be it a block element, like just a block. This way it will not allow any other things to come on top of it. So for that, I have mentioned like that. And let me specify some kind of color to it. So with the help of gradient, I can make it. So first of all, make it large, BTN large. Then after that, set up a gradient custom for sorry, yeah. Text. Then it's gonna be text body. And it's register. So this is basically for giving a different kind of color from green to it, right? Because I will show you how different it's going to be. Just a minute. Now, let's see the div here. Now let's create another box with if you're having a more like how to say, if you have like account, you can just directly log in it, right? For that, just showing a message for that. So let me create a p class text center and text muted and empty. Okay, it's going to be 5, and it's going to have MB, that is 0, and then just write PS over it. Okay, okay, just to look in a different way, we are doing like that. Have already an account. Have already an account. Okay. After that, let me give an href anchor, that is href of hash, and give it a class of being bold, fw bold, and of text body. Okay, it's gonna be body to the card, right? So text body, and you can create a underlined. Now you can create underline. So how to create an underline one? That is use to underline it. Anything in HTML. Login. Yeah, if you have more, if you have account, then just log in it. No need of using as a new user, right? /u. It's okay. It's done, and P is also closed, and divs and sections are closed. Just let me verify. Let me check it. Everything goes fine. Then we'll just load it. So in the first, you're gonna have a section which is VH100. Okay, it's gonna have a background image, and the URL should point like that. Now you're gonna have a div. Div class should be of the marks and should be deflex, and it should align the items in a center, and it should have a of 100 height, and its gradient should be custom 3. Then it should have a row to use layouts, that is grid layouts. Just for the grid layouts, we are doing like that. And it's again the things inside it. It's gonna be um, yeah. So inside the marks we have it, right? Yeah. Here we have did row. So inside the row, we have mentioned things like justify content center and align sentence of size 100, right? So we have mentioned like this, and it's fine. And then create another div, which is showing your cards. And before that, you should have mentioned the grid layouts. I will tell this grid layout just in few minutes. Wait a minute. And after that, card, and then it's with to be border radius to 15 pixels to be just rounded, and just create an h2, that is with a card body, that is to make it an upper. We have used create an account, form outline 4 MB for MB4. Okay, we have mentioned MB 4 or 5. What did we mention? Yeah, with text it's MB5. Yeah, it's right, and with form it's MB4. Yeah, right, and yeah, it seems to be fine. Let's see. Sorry, it's stopped. Okay. Uh-huh. What's happening? It's looking different. Okay, no issues, no issues. We'll do it. Um, what we can do is we can change the width and all. Okay, so after changing the okay. After changing the gradients in CSS, we can make it look good. Okay. What else I can do is, let me see here. It says quiz, right? Here is height of 100. It's fine. If I mention no right, will it work? Okay. Let me see. Wait, wait, wait. Uh-huh. More height. Okay, it's not working. More height even. Then HS 200 even. Let me see. So see, these types of things will come once you do. Okay, no issues. We'll fix it actually. We can fix it. Just let me see it. Card radius P5 with to be 500. See, now it's coming, right? We have forget to mention the width. Okay, let me mention more width. Okay. Okay, it's came. Let me mention somewhat less. It's taking hold. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, it came. Okay, great. 750. It's fine, I guess. Okay, it's somewhat more. What you can do is you can mention 700. No, 700, not 800. No, it's fine. Okay, it's working. Okay, see, if you get errors, to try to find out where you have missed it, right? So that only you can make the rectification. Let me rechange my height so it's not needed. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, this time. This time. Okay, and now things that I can change more. Here also 100, so that I just have 100 only. Okay, that's done. And anything else I can do? Everything is fine, right? Because it's getting centered, it's getting width also. Everything is fine here. Okay. If I click checkbox, it's getting checkbox even. And if anything else missing, Bootstrap is added, JavaScript is added. We are done. We're done. We are done. Okay. See, we are done. Now, if we try to do something like this, it really can do. Mail, you can add something. If you can add some passwords, now you can add some password. You can click. See what the gradient I have added. It's because of this color. Because if you write success, it will be something different color, right? It's without different color. It's of different color. It's more dark, right? So for that, I have did like that. Now just go to CSS just to style it more. Okay, guys. Um, Let me go to CSS and first of all tag that gradient. Custom 3 that we have wrote. We want it a background, not a background color, but it's different called as background only. It's known only as background, and it should be a WebKit linear gradient. Okay, so WebKit linear gradient new to you. It's for giving it like a gradient along the x and y axis. So it works like that. So if I want to give it a gradient of 2, right, um, within color called RGBA, every color is basically RGBA, right? And something this color I have already chosen to it. Let me edit that 132. And it's basically depends on you, right? You can add some colors even in place of RGBA. 176. Now you're getting the colors right along that. So it's basically the color shade I've chosen already for this 0.5. So this is the color shade it wants to be. Now RGB again to let's say y-axis, x and y-axis for we should specify like that RGBA. Okay, let me select the another color that I've chosen. 143 211 244 0.5. Okay, see this is the color in the box that you are seeing it. Chosen for this. Okay, now for same, this goes for same again for the gradient custom 4. I have mentioned gradient 3 and I have mentioned custom 4 even. So let me just copy this for the custom 4 even. Okay. Now let me save this and let me see. Okay, the gradients are somewhat changed. That's fine. And now let me change that. Okay, so I can show you the text stuffs that I say. If you want text stuffs, right? So what you can do for changing the text that I've mentioned already, right? Because it should look similar to like what I've shown you earlier, like kind of feels like that. So just go to Google Fonts. Okay, just go to Google Fonts. Just click on Google Fonts. Now, what you have to do is you have to just select one of the font that you want to incorporate in a website, right? From this, what I've been mentioned here, just from this, just include the text that you want to incorporate in a website. So let me show you how it works. Let it load. What's happening? Mm, okay, why it's not showing me anything? Okay, yeah. See, when you go to Google Fonts, it will show you many fonts to you, right? Like see, like kind of italic, kind of bold, kind of this, kind of this, like many. You can just see and explore it. But I have already selected just to save the time. The font that I've selected first is the permanent marker for H2. So just go to this and in the search font, just select whatever the text you want. Just go to the permanent marker. It's look kind of italic and I'll let it load. Why it's taking time to load there? Okay, fine. Once I've clicked over it, just select here, then select this style. And you have two ways. Okay. You can either use a link. When you use a link, just copy the code and add into the head and just apply the CSS root into the CSS. Let me use import, not link. Okay. So how I will tell you inside the styles, you have to add this. Just to copy that Then don't copy this style, just in between copy that and go to your CSS and paste it on the top and just select the tab that you want to change it. So I want to change the H2, that is login form, right? I want to change this font family. So you have to change the font family. Just go to Google, that page only, select this font family. Just click over here and just save it. Let's see whether what it changes. See, it's changed, right? It's looking kind of more fearful, like a zombie kind of. Great. You can change. You can make feel like if you are like making a registration form for a game, whether it's a Valorant and all that I made though. I will show you tomorrow in motivation section that one. So, like in that, like we have to make something form that looks like a game, right? So we make it try to feel like that, they're changing it fonts and making it color like that, vibes like that. Okay. So I will tell you how you like why it's necessary and how you can do that also. So that's in tomorrow's session actually. Okay, let me select something else. What I want. Let me text this mode. Like it's gonna be radish, right? It's gonna have some red and green color kind of text shadow. Okay, so just first of all make it red. Uh, okay, and after making it red, just use a text shadow that I have used already in my timetable, right? Make it 2 pixels of shadow given all around, and it should have a color called as dark green. Okay, the shadow should be of green color. See, it's of red, and maybe you can give us you can see a slight shadow of green colors. Maybe somewhat you can see it. Like see this acceleration mark, right? There's a green shadow slides. So that's basically because of 2 pixels. It's of 2 pixels. Now I am about to change others also. So for changing others, I have selected already called as cushion scripts. So you can find that, right? You can just find anything you want. So before you choosing more, just remove what from here. Okay. Then just go here, select the question script. So you get what I'm talking about. Let it load. It's taking time to get load. No, no why. Yeah, it get it. You have selected this select. So select this style. Just go to import here. Just copy this import one. Go to your CSS. Okay. Then I want this caution script for my text fields. Okay, the one in which you're gonna text enter the enter like your name and all. So a text field I wanted. So let me spell it nicely. FIELT. I want the faint family to change to caution script. So if you want to change it, just go to CSS rules here. Right, copy it and just paste it. Let me see whether it changes or not. Yeah, it changes. If you mention something now, see, you are mentioning different text, right? It's something different to like this. It's something different to like this. Okay, let me close this. Why is it closing? Okay, it's closed. So whenever you add something now, it will happen in different text. So that's what I said. I will tell you. It's good, right? Okay, next. After doing that, I want to change some more fonts to the agree in terms and condition and login one. So for that, I can have a Russo one. Uh-huh. Russo. This first one remove this. Uh, Russo one. So let it load. It's loading. Oh, it's taking time a lot today. Just load here. It generally loads nicely timed, but today it's taking time. No issues. Select this style. Just go to import. Mhm. Now don't copy that style. Just copy in between styles whatever you have. So give it like that. And this rules of one is for the thing that I mentioned, like .ts base .ts. I will show you just a minute. I have mentioned that ts here. have an ordinary account, log in here. For the in the end I mentioned its like for that. So just I'm changing that for that. So I want that font family to be um Crusoe. Okay, control save it. See, this is changed. Have already an account, log in here, right? It's changed. The text is changed. Now change this button and agreed in terms and condition. Okay, so for that I have selected one more, that is last one, fuse one. After that we'll finish this website. Then we'll go to your quiz. Fuse one. Okay, this is something like this. First of all, remove all it from here. Then select this string. Then just select whatever in the middle. Just go here at import it, and I want to change it for dot register. Okay, uh-huh. Register button I have mentioned, right? In the buttons, for the button I'm saying it. I want to change it for goes one, that is cause. Okay, let me control this. Yay, you have done. Congrats. So see guys, how you can easily clone a website, right? Me to get an error, but how I fixed it, you've seen, right? So it's really fine to get errors. The thing is, you have to fix it. You have to see where you're getting the errors. And one more trick that you should take from this is that for some of the things you may need to remember your classes. I've used a lot classes today. That's the reason, just for having that box in your what is it, that a box in the middle, and for the cards mostly, and to make it in the center. I've used most of the things. So that's what basically happened, guys. So just don't lose hope about the bootstrap and all. It just works like that. You have to take it. It just works like that only. So just keep in mind, okay, it's a bootstrap. It works like this. We have to take it like that. No need to find out some of the reasons behind it. For some, maybe you will not get an exact reason even. So that's what I'm giving you a suggestion. Like just try to take it the classes whatever you are seeing it, like okay, this works this, because for everything that I'm saying you to remember is just for specific reason. Whenever you want to create a card, just copy that code and create a card. When you want to create a button, then you should think it wisely. Whenever you have to create a container, you have to think in that wisely. Okay, so that's what basically the way it happens. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, like let me answer now, like else we'll go to quiz. Okay. So yeah, one thing I forget, I guess. Let me tell you now, just in few minutes, about the okay, okay. Let you join, then we'll tell you about that. Did you join? Okay. Mm-hmm. Any more? I guess six are there, right? Harisha, you left. Join it. Let me tell you about the grid layouts. Let's see what happens in grid layout. Let's say you have having a website and you have four boxes. Okay, so you want to show that four boxes in a website. Whenever it renders in a mobile, you want to show four boxes like this. So it is having four boxes in a row. It is having one boxes per row. So if you want to do like that, then you will use a system called as grid layout. So for that you should know three things. First of all, number of boxes per row, and then the division of it, 12 by v, what is value, and then more visibility of that particular stuff. So whether it's a mobile, if it's mobile, then use a small. If it's a tablet, just use empty, and if it's um, laptop, just use LG. So let's say I have to show four boxes, right? So b equals to 4, so do 12 by 4, what is 3. So and mode of visibility, let's say is laptop. So how you can write is column hyphen L, then whatever you get after 3. So this is basically calculation. For let's say I will give you one more example. For this case, let's say you want to have five boxes, right? Sorry, four boxes. So one box per row. So just do 12 by B. It's basically 12, right? And the mode of visibility of this is small, because for the phones, it's our phone size, right? So what you can do is just write column, write small, then write 12. let's say there's a tablet mode also. In tablet mode, you want to have two boxes in a row. So mention as b equal to 2. I've given a live example for that, just for that, just see the recording. Just I'm giving you an overview. 12 by 2 is basically a 6, and the mode of visibility is medium. So right column medium, and then write 6, because 12 by 2 is 6, right? And mode of visibility is empty. So this is basically how this looks in websites when I did coding. For that, just make sure to view the previous class. Okay, it's day 5 class. Okay, you will get it. I did hands-on coding on code plan, not on VS Code. Okay, the reason I also mentioned in there. Okay, so I think Aisha will join or not. Okay, maybe she can join it or in between even. Or let we can start it. It's okay. Today you have one less question. Like you have 4 questions and one question for poll you have today. Okay, so top 3 will get digital specs. That's yeah. Started. Will Bootstrap framework used to make a website fully responsive? Hey guys, why you are so no? Bootstrap will be used only. It's yes. Oh my god. Only Pratyush answered rightly. Okay. Good Pratyush. Now I no. Of course, Bootstrap is used to make a website fully responsive. I have told you. Okay, no issues. Can you apply grid layout system to cards? Something we did today, I guess, like that. Okay. You got it. You got it. Okay, all I've answered. All are correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pratyush Bhavya. Okay. I should need that. Let us go to the next question. How you can add a button that is expected to be small in size and be used to illustrate a danger symbol? Select the Bootstrap class needs to add out of the option that I have given. BTN, BTN danger, BTN small, BTN, BTN large, BTN success, and BTN small or BTN success. Whatever. Yeah. Hey guys, it's small. Only one I've answered. Wait. It's to be expected small in size, okay? So it's BTN SM. Okay. Pratyush excelled. Seems Pratyush will top it today. No issues. No issues. It's fine. Uh, okay. Second last question. How you can create a checkbox in form? Just see the code, you will get it. Which is best code? I've given 45 seconds for you. No issues. Okay. Either leaderboard. Okay. Version exit. Good version. That is version Java. Okay. So only one answer is correct. Answered it correctly. Fine. That's version. This is a rating question. Just rate it to Excel your scale. Like just give a rating. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. You will get points, right? To how much you fast here. So let's see the ranks. Okay. Ja, Vaishni, Pratyush. Yeah, great guys. Uh, you did a great job, and yeah, you will get your swags. For yesterday's swags, also I have not given yet. I will give today for both digital swags for day today and day yesterday. Guys, maybe I know why I have brought your answer, because we are not attended the tomorrow section. Maybe you're not that much confident as can Pratyush, because Pratyush have attended the yesterday's class too. So he know about it, right? No issues actually, guys. It's fine really. You can just see the recordings once I upload it, I have to upload it the recording in that link. Else your certificates for yesterday are uploaded. Okay, so you can just view that certificates. Actually, no issues for that, right? Just verify that I've saved it rightly. Okay, okay, you've saved it rightly, right? But great guys, you are doing great. And I'm happy that you're attending the event even. So as far we have reached. Tomorrow is going to be the last day of this boot camp, and yeah, I will really miss these days. Like it's kind of fun, right? So it's really good. I loved it. Like being teaching you all and all. So guys, make sure to join. Yes, there is the last event that is tomorrow. For sure, there will be a quiz and teachers will be going top three. That's for sure, actually. But yeah, make sure to join the tomorrow's event. Maybe for Bootstrap you feel somewhat confused, so just to see the recording if you can, or else see that documentation that I have shared you in Discord server. It will be also good. It will be also good to you to get used to it. Okay, so that's a pretty fun about it. And tomorrow we'll see about web hosting and deploying. Um, yeah, and you will love it. I That's also, but tomorrow I will not teach any tech stack, but I will see how to deploy and host it nicely in a good way, in the most effective way. And tomorrow's session not going to be that much big, and some of the motivations of website that I have built in a view to solve the real world problems, right? So I will show you can take the inspiration from that kinds of also. So tomorrow session going to be really exciting, and yeah, for sure I will finish that soon. Yeah, Pratish, you had raised your hand. Any issues?
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you.
No, no, no
Actually, you
worries.
haven't uploaded the recordings of third, fourth, and fifth days. So could you
Yeah,
please do?
yeah, Pratish, I will do like tomorrow, like 31st party, right? It's New Year party. So
Yeah.
after the event, just I went there. So I will do. So
Yeah. Anyway,
thanks,
it's
Pratish,
fine.
for reminding me. Thanks, Pratish, for reminding me. Pratish, like you have any issues for the timing tomorrow? Like as you said 2 days
No,
ago,
no, no,
that I
no.
keep it to.
Not an issue.
For
No.
tomorrow, I can keep it anytime, right? So yeah, tomorrow, the guys. So three at three, it's fine, or it's two only fine. What you want? Any voices? Let me call Varshini. What time like you're comfortable for tomorrow? At what time? Um, right?
Actually, 3:30 is fine for me.
3:30 is fine for me, right? And for
Yeah,
good for cousins also, I feel. Yeah, fine.
yeah,
So
yeah.
3:30 only. Yeah, 3:30. Okay. Thanks for today. So we'll have 3:30, and I will schedule the meetings and post with the link, and I will try to upload the links recordings as soon as possible also, and we will get your swag stuff so like that. Okay, so that's really fine, and really loved guys like you have joined my boot camps and all. Like last days there, just one more day bear me. Then you will not see this ugly face maybe if you think so. Just teasing you. Okay, so guys, that's what about it. You can leave it, right? Yeah, thanks for joining today.
Thank you, Aditya. Again, a happy new year.